Hey guys, Tara here from Divine by Designs. For all of my neutral lovers, I have a treat for you. Look at how beautiful. A little bit of a background on this wreath. It is very special to me. Her name is the Antoinette, and she is named after my grandmother. My grandmother loved home decor, and she loved everything neutral. So that is why I named this beautiful wreath after her. I will give you a supply list at the end. Everything is from Hobby Lobby and Michael's, so you can easily get it. And I hope you enjoy. Please remember to like, share, and comment if you do. And let's get started making this beauty. All right, guys, let's get started. So I made a simple 6-loop bow. These are 5 inches. This middle one is 4. So I'm just gonna kind of move it around and make it look pretty. And then we're gonna put this on the wreath. And we are going to start. So since this wreath will be a half wreath, we want this to be basically in the middle of the side of the wreath. If you haven't visited my Etsy shop yet, you wouldn't know, but for those of you that have, you would know. I like making a lot of half wreaths. I make all sorts of wreaths, but the majority are half wreaths. Just like how it looks. Okay, so the only thing, sometimes I don't put the bow on first just because of the glue. So we're just gonna kind of tuck this back there because we don't want the glue to fall on it. Then it's gonna ruin it, and then I'll have to make another bow. Not a big deal, but you know, why not just kind of keep it all in one piece. So these are from Hobby Lobby. It was a bush of maple leaves in beige, and I just kind of use it right here and right there as a filler. So we're going to get that going. Now the stems are tricky. You don't want them too short, but you don't want them too long. I'm just gonna cut them down a little bit. Worst case scenario, if you cut a stem a little too short, you could always add a floral pick to it. I'm just gonna move this over a little bit for you guys, and then it will extend it. And you can usually get those in any sort of craft store. Okay, hold on one second. I was just fixing some of the lighting so you guys could see this better, right? So we put one there. We're just gonna kind of lift up these tails and stick this right in the middle there. It's okay if they're sticking up because remember the bow is going to look different once we get everything going. So those bunches that I had showed you, I split them all up. And these are from Michael's. I always suggest splitting them up just because you save money. You could just stick an entire bush in, but it makes absolutely no sense to. You get way more out of it if you split it. And then what I always do as well is I split it and then I kind of organize it on the side here. Which I know you can't see my table, and if you did, you probably wouldn't think it looked organized, but it's organized for me. I just, I have everything in bunches so that you know, I know where everything is, and again, I'm mimicking, right, the top and the bottom, so I want everything matching as perfectly as it can. So these flowers, these are mini sunflowers, and they are from Michael's as well. And I also have zinnias from Michael's too. but we are not there yet. I'm going to show you them soon. Okay. So just so I was trying to explain before, right? You see how this one, they're two totally different ones. So if I put this there and that there, it's gonna look different. So, oh God, I got it stuck. I want two of these big ones. So instead of having to kind of search and get confused, right? I had them all together. I hope you guys get what I mean. Put that in here. And the other thing that you guys want to be careful of, and it's happening to me right now, and that's why I'm saying it, is sometimes you just kind of the way that you put everything in, it will go through the grapevine, and we don't want it going through the grapevine. We want it so that it is in the grapevine for multiple reasons. You want the, I mean, I sell my wreaths, right? So I want the back to look nice as well. But even so, you don't want to kind of scratching at your door or anything like that. So that's why I like to make sure there's nothing sticking out of the back. Now, if for some reason something does, it's not a big deal at all. You can absolutely just turn around the wreath and cut it, but if you can avoid it, it's less work. So now I'm using the rest of my long pieces. There's only these two left, and then the other ones are shorter, to kind of fill in right here. Right? You want this area full. And obviously, of course, we have a bunch more flowers and acorns and all other goodies to kind of throw in here for you. Okay, so now I have these 4 small pieces left. I'm gonna leave them for right now. I'm gonna start adding some more flowers in, and then we're gonna see what we wanna do with them. So next up are these zinnias, and these are from Michael's as well. So the zinnias and the sunflowers and these leaves are from Michael's. So is the one acorn stem that I had. And then there's just the maple leaves and the, it's like an autumn privet, see, with some berries, and those are from Hobby Lobby. So I may have to ask you to hold on 1 second because I dropped one of the acorns. Okay. All right, so now let's add the zinnias. We're gonna put one in right here. Okay, and again, right, we wanna mimic the top and the bottom. So now we're gonna put another one in right here. The bottom, I'm struggling more with getting everything in the wreath. It's just the way the wreath is made, I guess. Okay. So now we're gonna get 2 more of the sunflowers, and I'm gonna do one right here. Just gonna cut, that stem was a little longer than I would have liked, so not a big deal, but I cut the second one, especially because, like I said, the bottom's giving me some problems. I want to bend that. You see, you can also bend them too, and that's something that I really like. Okay, so now we have 4 more, and both of those go on the end. So we're going to do 1, just like that. I know it doesn't look full yet, but I promise it's going to be soon. Even though those other pieces I showed you were little, you'd be surprised at just how much they can make the wreath so much fuller. Okay. So don't worry about the leaves. We're going to move everything around when we have to. Right now we're just kind of placing everything in. Okay. We're going to add another zinnia right in here. So I'm just kind of moving the leaves out of the way and finding a place to fit these. So there we go. Okay, so we have there. Now I'm going to add in the rest of the leaves. So you see there's a gap right there. So we are going to fix that right now. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing to the top. You know, as much as you match it, it's never ever going to look exactly the same, but we want to try to make it match as best as we can. Just for the style of this wreath, because that is how this wreath is supposed to look. You know, if it was a different type of wreath, then you could totally do it differently. I'm gonna put this one right there. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna do trying to see. See how I'm kind of moving things around, and I'm trying to make it match as best as I can. So this one I'm going to put right in the middle here. Right there. Okay. And I'm going to bend this. Whoa! So sometimes the flower heads do pop off like that. Not a big deal though. You see this right there? I'm going to dip it in my glue and put it back on, and now it's never going to move again. 9 out of 10 times they're fine, but every now and then, especially if I handle it a little rough, this is what it does. Okay, so now it's time to add some of the acorns. Now these, there was 5 pieces on the wreath, so this is actually not going to be identical, and that is okay. And I'm going to show you what I do. So, okay, the last one's just going to go on the top there. Well, the third one, and then there's 2 more, and that will be identical. So you don't want it sticking out, or at least that's not how I design the wreath too much, but enough. So it kind of like trails off. And then we're gonna do one up top here. So you see how any of the little spaces are slowly going away. Okay, there. And then again, we're gonna mimic on the bottom. We're actually almost done. We just have that one. Right. Now we're going to use these, and these are such a blessing because you have no idea how well they cover gaps without you even realizing it. Because they're so small, but look, see how there was that gap there? It's gone. It gives it texture, it gives the wreath dimension. I just absolutely love these. And it wasn't in their floral section. At least the one by me in New Jersey, in Paramus. It's like by like all of their like rows where there's like the seasonal plates and things like that, like on the side of the store. So it was by the pumpkins, not by the floral, because they were floral. They're considered floral picks, not like stems or bunches. So they're over there. And usually everything that's over there is a lot less money as well. So you are not paying a fortune for this. You know, it's crazy. I've tried so hard not to raise my prices. If anything, I actually lowered them a little bit just because of how bad the economy is. You know, this is a job for me, but it's not my main career. I really do this because I love doing it and it's fun. So it's more of a hobby that is a small business. You know, so I actually lowered the prices for people a little bit because it was a little hard to, because my prices went up, but just because I know that this isn't something that, you know, it's not a necessity, but I think making your home look pretty makes you feel happy sometimes. So I wanted to try to still help people to do that. But yesterday I was in Hobby Lobby actually buying some Christmas stuff because it's 50% off right now, and I have a lot of nice DIY ideas that I would like to start recording and, you know, showing you guys for before the holiday season so you can run out and grab it. And even with the sale, the stuff was so much more money than it was years prior. And it's upsetting, you know, to see that. And it's not Hobby Lobby's fault. I always think they have pretty great deals. It's just, this is, you know, where we're at. So this is going to just kind of go right in the middle because I didn't use any. And, you know, I don't want this part to have none and every other part to have something. So I'm just going to stick that in right there. See, I told you it would be full. And if you ever see any gaps, you just move around the leaves and get rid of them. Pull out the glue. And there you have it, guys, the Antoinette. If you thought this video was a little too complex and you would rather purchase it, you are more than welcome to jump onto my Etsy shop. There is a link in my bio. But if you do try to make it, I'd love if you'd send me a picture because I love seeing what people create from some of my creations. Happy DIYing, guys, and happy fall.